Hi everyone, I'm Sam Shaffer. I own and operate titanium archery products. Today I'm looking at another new innovation that we've released. It's a product that is designed specifically to be used with PSE bows. There are a number of bows out there that have a riser coupler, that's what we call it, and in that coupler is affixed their cable guard rod. Now, of course, they use solid carbon fiber. One of the reasons we've become more well known, even in the last year or so, is because of our cable guard replacement kits that we've been selling for PSC and for other bows that utilize a 3/8 inch round outer diameter cable guard rod. So we sell titanium tubes to replace that, and they've done extremely well. FYI, of course, now we also offer a different type of titanium tube. What you see here, this black tube, it is titanium. It could easily fool someone into thinking that it's a carbon fiber rod, but this is true black anodizing here. But that's not the point of this particular video. This video is to talk about the riser coupler. So we decided that there was a need to release our own version of this. And in order to release any new product, the way I look at it is if it's an innovation on top of over an existing design, it's something that it offers an enhancement. Well, it really should offer at least 2 to 3 improvements, key improvements that you could point to and say, these are substantial, these are tangible, these are reasons you would want to purchase this product. And this product does, this coupler does. So let's start off with talking about what it's made out of. It is, surprise, surprise, made out of titanium, grade 5 titanium alloy. That's a commonly used alloy. It is considered the workhorse, really, alloy of titanium. It's very strong for its weight. It is slightly more dense, of course, than aluminum, but it is vastly stronger than aluminum. Now, why is that relevant? Why do you need it to be stronger? Is that a part that takes a lot of stress? Well, if you look at how it's utilized here, it does. It truly does. It's put in a position of taking a great deal of torque being applied against it. So the fact of the matter is, whatever amount of tension you have here is considerably amplified when you get to that point. So to have enhanced strength, that's a no-brainer. You want that. I have heard reports of directly from people that have had this occur where the aluminum part cracked. Bad situation. We certainly don't want that. So the factory part cracked. Also, people have found that the ID on different year models had varied, and in some cases it was a little too loose. Other cases it was maybe a little too tight with aftermarket parts. Ours is consistent. We're finding that our own tubes fit wonderfully. So that's what we're going to recommend these be used with, but they could be used with carbon as well. So it's grade 5 titanium, ultra strong in comparison to the factory. That's enhancement 1. Enhancement 2, you probably already saw it when I turned this around. Well, on the back side of this, see this? There are 2 set screws here. They're number 832 screws. They are 332 in length, 3/32 in length. Now, why is that even relevant? I mean, set screws, could that be an innovation? Not the screws themselves, but where they're located. And the reason for them being located where they are is very relevant. So I'm going to pull this. I got the factory part right here. So we have the factory coupler, see it? Factory coupler, it's aluminum, right? That's a given, we know that. But what about this part? Look where the screws are. They're on top. So right off the bat, I say, if we're going to do this, we're going to go out on a limb here and create this titanium version of this coupler. Well, it's got to have set screws in the back, not on top. Why do you think that is? Pretty simple. Think about how it works. So it's tight knit against the bow. The rod or tube is, situated in there, and it's loose, of course, until you start to torque down these screws. Well, if you're pressing in from the back side of the coupler, that causes the tube, if there's any amount of play there at all, to cant back this way, back against. So further tension on the cables. And ensuring straight alignment coming out of the coupler. Well, when you have screws that tighten down from the top, like the factory does, right? That tighten down from the top, they're incapable of doing anything to change or redirect that tube or rod. All they do is push straight down. They're not going to be able to help orient the tube in a more straight fashion. So to me, that was a no-brainer. We needed that, and we got it. So set screws, the location of these set screws is critical. This is enhancement number 2. Now, enhancement number 3, really a big deal in my opinion too. And I pushed hard for this. And you may have already noticed as I was holding it up, of course it does have the TAP logo on there. It's laser engraved. That's not one of the enhancements though. What are the sides. Look at that. See, it's not round on top, is it? There's a machined flat here. There's a machined flat there. These set screws recess enough that they will not stick out. Why does that matter? Because this wrench I've been holding here can be used. It's a 9/16 wrench. It'll fit right over top of the part. Now, how do we utilize that in practice? Well, here we go. Let's see. Put it on rather, and it fits right over the coupler. Now what I could do, I could make adjustments to the position of my cables in relation to my vanes on my arrow. I could make adjustments, eyeball where I want the coupler itself to be in relation to the riser, all while having tension on the cable slide, which then of course is attached to the tube. So while under tension, I can then use this as a lever to in or out make adjustments. If you've ever dealt with these before, you probably found, like I did, that you had to take the cables off of the roller, then you can make your adjustments to the coupler, then you can put the cables back on. But there's a big problem there. You can't do that and then see where the cables are in relation to your vanes. So you really don't have the ability to make vane clearance adjustments without, in most cases, going through multiple evolutions. Tighten, look at it, put it all back together, loosen everything up, do it again. This avoids all of that. So it allows you to torque, to turn right against it. And the wrench doesn't, so far anyway, hasn't marred the coupler either. Now, you, of course, you want to put that on there securely and rotate slowly, but it is made in a matte, finish, and it has a sandblasted finish that allows it to handle this pretty well. So speaking of that, the matte finish, the sandblast, that's important because I wanted this to stand out. I could have had these black anodized, just like the tubes are. But to me, this is really critical that people know 100% that this is from TAP. This is not the factory part. Okay, so that's why it's done. I think it looks really sharp together with this black tube. I am ecstatic about this product. So it's available now. It'll come with its own Allen drive set screw. Well, really it's a socket cap screw, but that of course goes through the coupler into the riser, just like the factory model has as well. So you could reuse the screw that comes with the factory version of the bow, but you could also just use ours. It'll come with the coupler regardless. It'll be part of the package when you buy the coupler. So they're going to be on the website very shortly here. And lastly, I would like to point out that I'm sure people are looking at this, they're eyeballing it. This is our prototype cable slide. I will shortly have, I expect by roughly at the latest, mid-May, to have those available. That also incorporates titanium into the frame. And again, we've heard of examples of that cracking when it was the aluminum factory version. So we went straight to grade 5 again. Grade 5 titanium, sandblasted finish, Delrin style. These aren't necessarily Delrin brand rollers. Delrin is a name brand, but it's a type of hard nylon, essentially. And there are other name brands out there. That's what this material here is on these large rollers. That is hands down, I've proven it now through hundreds of shots, hands down, better than aluminum rollers. It is so gentle on the cables. These cables have not had serving on them for hundreds and hundreds of shots, and they look new. I'm astounded. So I took the serving off early on after just several shots, to prove that it could be done. So we know that the speed is consistent, served or non-served. We know now durability is amazing. It's so smooth, this cable slide. So there'll be more on that when it's actually available. It's really close. The back rollers, the two that are on the back side, they're also going to be that cream colored Delrin style roller. And I guess I should probably also mention, and I'll bring it up in the future video, but the reason they are colored the way they are, that's the natural color that this material takes when the chemicals are mixed. When you add black dye to plastics, believe it or not, it changes the physical properties. It can make it more rigid, more prone to cracking. It certainly can make it less strong. And friction, the coefficient of friction that it has can be negatively impacted there. So we want it to be as frictionless as possible, right? So we want to keep it in that natural state. And that's what I'm finding works phenomenal. So stay tuned for that because it will come up. So PSE EVL 32 we have here. It's all set up. Black cable guard tube. We have the gray tie coupler. We have the cable slide. I mean, this is a really, really nice package to add to this bow. It's already a good shooting bow. I loved it for hunting last season. I'm going to hunt with it again. So I look forward to setting you guys up with these products. You're going to love these couplers. You're going to love these cable guard tubes. And I'm giving you the best prices I can. Thank you so much for all your support over these years. We're at literally right about 6 years now. And this is about the anniversary of when TAP was formed. And can't thank people enough for coming back, for believing in us, for being willing to understand that we were developing things, and we still are. And there's going to be bumps in the road at times. But overall, you've always shown your support, and you've always done so much to help drive this company along. The social media aspects, everything that we do. And I thank you. It means the world to us. So take care, stay tapped out. Go to titaniumarcheryproducts.com, tap.archery on Instagram, facebook.com/titaniumarcheryproducts, Monday through Friday. And give me a call. I will answer the phone, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, 717-814-9169. Thanks.